High Ground Podcast, CVW.
And Callum, still in isolation.
Every time you say everyone says we're in isolation, all I think of is the Joy Division song. Sorry.
No, do you know what it all feels like? This coronavirus thing. It feels like Outbreak with the little monkey.
Yeah.
Or like the big tube corridors from ET when they're bringing like the scientists through. I always think of things like that, but there's just not anyone out there. That's the only thing.
Can I just say one thing about ET? Released the same year as The Thing and Blade Runner, so I'm going to think more of Blade Runner and The Thing.
Yeah,
better cinematography.
Better films.
Exactly. I'm sorry, ET's not age well. We should do that as a podcast soon.
I was going to say, I think that's an entire podcast in itself. But...
1982. Coming soon to the High Ground Podcast, 1982. Why The Thing and Blade Runner are better than E.T. in our opinion. Feel free to discuss. Mandalorian, then. We have now got Disney Plus in the UK.
Yay!
So we are now. So as of recording, they've just aired episode 3. So
Sin, I believe it's called.
Let us have that. Let me just put the. So what do you think so far then?
Oh, I love it. I totally like. I can't believe it's been this long to get a live action Star Wars TV series, but I was saying to you the other day, it feels like a proper Western, right? And I think that's something Star Wars hasn't really. I mean, like A New Hope was kind of going to that Western mix in with it, wasn't it, with everything else? But it actually feels like if this is what the Boba Fett series would have been like, then bring Boba Fett back.
I really, I just want to say, Daniel Logan is Boba Fett. Please bring back Daniel Logan as Boba Fett. Yes. If anyone from Disney's listening, I would love to see Boba Fett. And the chapter 3, The Sin, when you had all those Mandos, I was like, and some of the black packs were of course, obviously, because it's Mandalorian armor that Boba and Jango use. I was like, ooh. But I like the fact that. Pardon?
Sorry.
I like the fact that the Mando has got a heart. Where he rescues the child, and I was like, and the child.
Oh, it's so cute, and it's the cutest thing I've ever seen. Like, it's just, and I think I knew the whole Force thing was coming with it as well. I think, when he turns around and it's got its arm out, just Yoda vibes.
The fact that it's a puppet rather than CG.
Yeah,
to me that works.
I didn't know it was a puppet. I thought maybe it was a puppet enhanced with CG, but it turns out it was practical, wasn't it?
Yeah, it looked like because you can usually tell CG, and to me it looked like a puppet.
Yeah.
But can I just say it didn't mean that in a derogatory sense. I meant that in the if anyone's listening, this is that I prefer puppetry and practical over digital, as I think digital ages badly, and it goes back to episode 8 with Yoda in it, and it was so much better seeing a real Yoda as opposed to CG. So
me and my fiance watched the prequels recently, and it's the only thing that jars a lot on it is the CG Yoda. It looks bad now.
Yeah, and it's go off topic a bit, but when you actually see Yoda again in 8, I mean, I was overwhelmed with emotion just because it was in a sense, real Yoda to me. What is what I define as real Yoda, and having all the practical in the Mandalorian and only using digital to enhance it. And I know there's a lot of digital backgrounds and everything, but having a lot of having all the characters essentially being practical, I thought was fantastic. And the world that they've created in the Mandalorian is absolutely superb.
Yeah, stunning. I think it's somewhat ironically hilarious as well that Carl Weathers is in it.
Yeah.
Because I used to think Carl Weathers and Billy D. Williams looked exact spitting image of each other years ago. I used to think it was the same actor.
Wow.
And just to find them like in the same franchise now is just lovely.
Having Apollo Creed in the galaxy. You got Apollo Creed in the galaxy far, far away, and Rocky in the Guardians.
Yeah.
So that's pretty. So that is.
Somewhat.
Yeah. I'm just looking forward to the next episodes when Gina Carino and Ming-Na Wen all come into it.
Oh, and there's a character as well called Moff Gideon. I think comes into it later, and he looks pretty cool. Like I think he's gonna be like the main bad guy, but it's just nice seeing like the sort of the building like the New Republic, after Return of the Jedi sort of world. It's just interesting to see like how everything's played out. Like seeing sort of, Werner Herzog is in the first two
Yeah.
episodes, or three, I think. And just seeing like the stormtroopers looking all dirty and sort of not needed anymore.
I thought they were just rogue troopers, for hire.
Yeah, I kind of got that impression because they have the pistols instead of is it the E11s?
Again, that's one area of the galaxy far, far away that I have no idea about.
Yeah,
The gun's a gun.
well, someone can tell us the right answer, I'm sure.
Yeah, then lynch us for not knowing and calling ourselves Star Wars fans. But
no, it's good just seeing like the, and the armor as well. The woman that builds all the armor for, just see more of like the Mandalorian culture. It's just cool. Like, 'cause you think, is this what Boba Fett did when he was younger, like to be initiated and stuff like that? I think that's really, the background stuff is really cool.
Her name is Emily Swallow the Armor.
All right.
And
I like her helmet as well. It looked kind of ancient Greek.
I thought it was good, and the fact that Mando's being paid with stuff that was actually stolen from them by the Empire. It's like there are some undertones there, which I thought it was good. And the fact that any spare he was giving towards the children.
Yeah.
And I thought that was good. And the whole, what is it? I like the little guy in episode 1 and 2, where he said something and he goes, "I have spoken."
Oh, the Ugnaught guy. Yeah.
Yeah. It's supposed to be an Ugnaught.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, I read online.
What's the character's name?
I can't remember now.
He,
He's quite cool, wasn't he?
Yeah. I have spoken, and this is the way.
Yeah.
So it's got some real good quotes, and of course, IG-11, instantly recognizable.
Oh, it's Taika Waititi.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is so good.
Yeah, and it's quite funny as well seeing the Jawas again.
Oh yeah,
on a different planet. Knowing that they are in other places.
That's what got me a bit. When you got the door that opens and you've got the whole lines from Return of the Jedi. Oh, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, the eyeball thing.
Yeah. Tell you what got me was seeing the Salacious Crumb creature in a cage. I was like, oh, I'm being roasted.
About to be cooked.
Yeah, that was, to me, that was on a par, if not worse, than Chewie cooking porgs. Because I like.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
That was actually probably worse.
I really picked that up when we went to see that originally. I just thought like it was quite funny, and then afterwards I thought actually that was pretty dark because they're like supposed to be setting those little things up as like the toys that kids can buy, and Chewie's like roasted one of them.
Yeah, but he changes his mind afterwards and has one on the Falcon.
He does, yeah.
So it's Chewie learns his way. Is that was that a bit of vegetarian promotion there or something?
Maybe, yeah.
So if it was, yay! I'm represented in the galaxy far, far away. Yes.
I somehow can't imagine Chewie being a vegetarian.
No, but I suppose it was yeah. But the roasting of Salacious Crumb. Here's the thing where because I was watching my fiance. Yeah, she was like, "What?" I said, "That's a Salacious Crumb." She goes, "What?" I said, "Creature, you did." She's looking at me, giving me a look. You didn't know what it was, did you? She's refusing to speak on screen, so yeah, that's so. With your fiance, Callum, has Mandalorian became a couples thing?
No. I was just watching it while she was in the room. She wasn't really looking at it.
Yeah. My one was like that. She was watching the first two, then she was playing on a phone during the third one. And there's me trying to tell her to look up because this is good.
Yeah, my missus is the same. But then the show she watches while I'm in the room as well, like Geordie Shore. Alright, thanks.
Supernatural.
They are. Oh no, Supernatural's good. You should definitely watch that.
She's in the same room. She's listening. Wait till she's not here. This is like you ganging up on me again.
Nicely though.
Yeah. But that I got it. I was sold on this. I'm really gonna say I'm looking through. I'm looking through this with rose tinted glasses at the moment. Even though it is a superb series, it's always going to be because John Favreau is connected to it, and
Yeah,
I
definitely. Yeah.
absolutely love John Favreau. It's like I'm waiting now for September so I can watch the fourth part of the Chef Show. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah.
so I'm kind of I've got it bad for John Favreau because he made Chef and amongst other things. So it's I think he's superb in the fact that if you're a fan of the Mandalorian, go check out the second series or not series, the second uh, season or whatever they call it because they're classifying it as one. But the second upload of the Chef Show because they actually have Dave Filoni on it. They do, and they're
Oh,
running
yeah. I
in
still need to
production.
watch that one. Yeah.
It's really
John
good.
Favreau also does have another connection with Star Wars in the past. He was in Clone Wars.
Playing a Mandalorian, wasn't he?
Yes, pre-Vista. Yeah.
So I'm
There's loads of good episodes. So I'm
and
hoping maybe they might go into a bit more detail in the live action as to what happened in those episodes because they do have quite a big bearing on the more so like season 4, season 5 of Clone Wars, and then also the last season of Rebels played with the Mandalorians a little bit as well. So they're always there in the background. So it'd be interesting to see if they sort of go into it all in live action.
I hope so because I mean I'll tell you, very soon. Cause I watched a few seasons of the Rebels, which I really enjoyed, but I have never
Rebels,
really.
right?
And I've watched I've watched the episode of Clone Wars, the one with Daniel Logan and Simon Pegg.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
That's a good episode.
so I'm now as soon as I get a moment, I'm going to be watching Rebels and Clone Wars from start.
Yeah,
So
they're
that
great. I mean, I remember Clone Wars being like when it first came out. I kind of thought, because the theatrical one they released that was kind of like mismarketed a little bit because it was the pilot for the show basically, and I think a lot of people thought, oh, it's going to be another Star Wars film, and it shouldn't have really been showed in the theaters. It should have just been a 2 hour special on telly. But I mean, from the beginning of Clone Wars, you'll be like, wow, this is a good show. Like this is good Star Wars.
I am looking forward to it because I really I follow Ashley Eckstein on Instagram because I think she's cool who plays Ahsoka.
Oh, I
Really
love Ahsoka.
talented,
Yeah.
and it's all canon anyway because she does.
Yep.
She's in episode 8. Rumors
Nice.
they've recast her in season 2 of Mando as Rosario Dawson.
That'd be perfect, I
Yeah.
think, live action wise.
I do like Rosario, but I would have. I'm not. I'm gonna. They've done it for they've cast Rosario if it's true for a reason. So, I believe in John Favreau.
The only misgivings I have is it's quite hard to sort of bring in the animated series characters and make them, I don't know, like believable. I suppose it's like when you can see the ghost in Rogue One and Rise of Skywalker in the background, and that's kind of okay because you're like, oh, it's the ship, that's cool. But I don't know how I feel about seeing live action versions of animated characters. I think I don't know whether it'd be jarring or I don't know.
We'll wait and see. It might work. Another rumor
I mean,
is
you can see Chopper as well in Rogue One from Rebels briefly,
where is
but
he?
he's a droid, so you can kind of get away with that, can't you?
Yeah, because they all look the same.
Yeah,
Especially
yeah, they
that
did.
particularly well built one that ran into Jar Jar, and you know who he was right from the start.
Yeah, oh.
Like it's
I felt sorry
R2D2.
for that little droid in Mandalorian, one that was pulling the sled.
Yeah.
There's loads of droids get wasted in Star Wars, don't they?
What about is it R4
Yeah.
in Jedi in
Oh,
Revenge of the Sith? Yeah.
yeah, poor little guy.
But then again, you think of it, they're built into into the starships, aren't they? Some of them are.
Yeah, so if the ship gets hit, they're kind of fucked
Yeah, so
anyway.
that's pretty. That's kind of a bit of a pardon my language, but a dick move by the rebellion. It's like and the hey, we're just gonna not rebellion. Was it? It was Jedi's. So yeah, they're expendable. If the ship goes, the droid goes.
Yeah, the Empire don't have droids in their ship.
No, So maybe they are actually maybe they're more politically correct by not seeing droids as expendable. The Empire's
The
right.
Empire were the good guys.
Yeah, the Empire's right. That's it. I'm going to go and join the 501st.
I'd be interested as well in the flashbacks. You know, when you see him as a kid, and there's like, you see the super battle droids, don't you?
Yeah.
From Clone Wars and Attack of the Clones and that. And I was thinking, what's happening here? Is it supposed to be in the Clone Wars, or is it? I don't know. I mean, we'll find out eventually. But
I don't know if he really moves his bucket in the series.
yeah, I'm hoping they kind of go a Dread way and sort of have him keep the helmet on, because we all know it's Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
Like anyway, although it would have been so fantastic if the end of season 1 he took it off and it was Daniel Logan.
Oh, so he's a clone. Yeah.
But I know it's not.
No.
But I'm hoping in my mind somewhere that one of those background Mandalorians is Boba Fett.
Oh, that would be cool. I do.
That'd be so good, wouldn't it?
I agree. That would be for me the ultimate, because it's sort of like I know Boba made his appearance in '78. Was it in the Star Wars Holiday Special?
Yeah, and funnily enough, one of the Mandalorians in the background wearing that outfit, the white one. Yeah, and the rifle he has as well is from the
yeah, I thought that was cool. Nice little touch.
So, that was good, yeah.
But officially, to the general public, this is the 40th anniversary of Boba Fett's big on-screen appearance on-screen in Empire. Yeah. So it's and yeah, I like I said, again, I'm going through rose-tinted glasses, not just now, but yeah, because I grew up watching with Boba Fett in my life, so it's.
I love Boba Fett. It's kind of a paradoxical thing, though, isn't it? Because he has almost little to no lines, and he's in maybe 5 minutes of screen time combined. But lucky. He's so cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's about him. I think it's maybe that mystery, isn't it?
Yeah. Think of it. I even liked him and Django in Attack of the Clones.
On second viewing, I really enjoyed that a lot more, actually. Not second viewing, but like going back recently and watching them again. The chemistry between them is really good.
It's like, it's the armor. It's the armor, and it's just. But this is a little off-subject story, but when Star Wars was dead in the water in the early '90s, I actually met Jeremy Bulloch, who played the original Boba Fett, and it was pardon?
Jarvis.
Yeah, he was, and you know, it's when you're queuing up. Bear in mind when we're talking queuing, it's not like the queues you get today at conventions, and it's just what was going through my head was at the time, and we would have been like 19 at the time, 18, 19, is this is Boba Fett right in front of me, and that's all that's going through my head is this is Boba Fett right in front of me, and I literally climbed up because of how iconic Boba Fett was, and last year when before I met Daniel Logan, it all was going through my head as I walked past, to queue up, and I could see him, and I was like, that's Boba Fett, and it goes to show you he show you how much a character can mean when a person that plays him can actually. It means so much to actually be able to actually meet someone who plays a character that you truly love, and the Mandalorian and Boba Fett and the armor and everything about the characters it's just brilliant. It's just, and the fact that these people are nice. I mean, I would love to actually meet Pedro Pascalis now because he's cool. Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, you need to watch Game of Thrones. He's in that.
I'll just stick with the Kingsman. And he's in Wonder Woman 1984.
He's in is it Kingsman 2 as well, isn't he?
Yes, well, yeah. Is that what it is? No, sorry, no, yeah, he's in Kingsman 2, not Kingsman 1, yeah. Kingsman 2. Whiskey. He's good. I do like him.
I like the idea of, like, the whole building his armor piece by piece. I thought that was really clever. Yeah. Like, it's like a kind of, like a ritual that they have. Like, the more pieces of armor you have, the better a sort of bounty hunter you are. I really like that sort of building that sort of mythology of they have, because they've always been quite the bounty hunters have been quite cool in Star Wars, haven't they?
Yeah.
Like they have their own guild, and you know, I kind of like that.
So we come on a bit on. You know, there are background characters that even don't have dialogue, but you can name in Empire Strikes Back on the Executor. Is Executor or the Avenger?
Executor, yeah.
Yeah. They've you can literally name all the bounty hunters on that platform.
Yeah.
How many background characters? Yeah, how many other characters can you actually do that with in films? You see characters in just one shot, and you know some of them don't even appear again, and yet you can name them all.
Star Wars is quite unique for that because I was, you know, I was watching their program. In America, they might not have this, but in the UK, we've got a program called Pointless on BBC, and basically the goal is you have to get a pointless answer, so an answer that no one, like they survey people for the answers, and there'll be answers that have no one on it, like they didn't know that answer was an answer kind of thing. And one of the categories was background characters in Star Wars, and I thought, oh, I could have pissed this, like if I was on this show, like I got about 4 or 5 pointless answers, I would have won the cash prize, you know, because like you say, like there's background characters you could make whole films about.
Yeah.
Like Rogue One is just an idea made into a film.
A brilliant idea.
Two sentences from the opening crawl made into a film. And I think that's amazing that they can do that.
Credit where credit's due. That's John Knoll.
That was John
One
Knoll,
of the greatest modern day visual effects artists who did. I've got to say, for his work, you know, even though I'm pro practical, his work on Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, fantastic!
Flawless. And
I thought Davy Jones was I mean, I knew there was some CG, but I was trying to figure out where it actually was.
Yeah.
That's how good I thought they did with those films.
For me, it was the skeletons.
And the skeletons as well.
If to actually walk out the cinema and without, you know, because I was so high coming out because of the original Pirates of the Caribbean. My brain, you gotta say high, I mean high, as in after watching the film, it's like I forgot to check on the effects and everything because I thought, and then it was like bugging me whether it was practical or whether it was digital, and they still hold up. The Curse of the Black Pearl does. The only one out of the Pirates films that doesn't, to me, in terms of effects, is because I think that it was rushed. Was at World's End. There's some bits in there I'm not happy with. But storyline, I think, of World's End is strong. I think one of my favorite films. That's not just Pirates of the Caribbean; it's one of my favorite movies, Pirates at World's End. But I just think it is let down at points by some of the effects because they did the stupid thing of doing a 6-month release pattern, which they should never have done.
Yeah.
So 12 months. It was 12 months on that one, but it needed more time to actually complete it. I thought, but
I was quite happy to see they're all on Disney Plus.
Yeah. That's our next podcast after the Mando. So if you're still watching or listening, sorry. But the one thing, like I said, just got to go back to the you know, the bit where Mando's being paid with the maybe this is just being me, but I saw that as being very Nazis and Jews with the Jew gold.
Oh, definitely.
Because they had a stamp on it, and I thought that was very topical.
The Empire are always like they're always the Nazi analog, aren't they? Like in the like the space Nazis.
But them actually putting the Imperial insignia on it, and the Mando being paid basically by what was theirs. I thought that was
quite good. Yeah, and they had a German guy playing the Moff as well.
Yeah, Werner Herzog, wasn't it?
Yeah, famous director.
Yeah, but then again, you look at Taika Waititi as well. He's directed an episode I know Bryce has done one. Let me just go pull up the directors.
Well, also as well, you know the whole subplot about them experimenting on the child.
Yeah,
that was quite grisly Nazi stuff, wasn't it?
That was I felt for a puppet, you actually really feel for it when he's all tied down.
I want one.
You're looking at about £50 for.
No, I meant the real one.
That I can't do. That's one thing I cannot get you, sadly. And I think if I had one here, Charlotte would kill me. Charlotte, can I have a child? She just gave me the
Not that
finger.
kind of child.
Not that kind. Not the kind not the kind you want. The kind I want. Oh, the ones that like little green. You ready for this? These are
Related
the.
to the related to the child though, that's another thing I really liked as well. Hearing about, when they first find it and he says, "Oh, but this bounty's 50 years old," and the Taika Waititi character says, "Yeah, but some species age differently." And I was thinking, wow, that's so clever. Like, because you think, how does Yoda look so spry for like 900, and then you think they're still children when they're 50? I think that's really cool, like to do that sort of thing, because it does make them seem more alien now.
Yeah. A lot of thought's been put into it because imagine being 900 years old and always being an adult for most of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it just you never really knew much about his species, though. Now you kind of have a little bit more information, but not too much.
Here's a big question for you. Do you want to know what species?
No,
Me neither.
no. I hope they never tell you.
Me neither. I really like the fact that we don't know. Why should we know everything? I'm not one of these people that want it all explained to me.
No, it's a big galaxy.
Yeah. We've only got 8 episodes in season 1. Just 9 episodes. 2, 4, 6, 8.
Oh, boo.
Yeah. Because I'm just really looking at it. There's Rick, sorry, I can't. I apologize for this. Rick Famuyiwa is directed 2 episodes. We've got back. Deborah Chow directed 2. Dave Filoni's got 2. Taker's got 1, and Bryce Dallas Howard's got 1. And
Jon Favreau did one as well, didn't
he? He's just credited as the creator, so we can thank the creator.
I thought he directed one.
He was doing, I think he was doing Lion King at the time. But then again, you look at it.
Oh yeah, he would have been. Yeah.
When he was developing that, he was doing the Chef Show. He was doing Lion King. He was doing
everything.
The Avengers films, Endgame, Spider-Man: Far From Home. He kind of like doing everything.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's actually doing that. So I'm just looking forward to Cara June appearing in it. She's in 3 episodes. Gina Carano.
Oh yeah, I like Gina Carano. Yeah. Might need some fight scenes as well.
Yeah. She's got that spark about her.
Yeah. So I always think that. Yeah, she's good in she's in a Fast and Furious film. I'm sure she is.
Let me go and have a look. If she is, I'm going to have to rewatch it because it's Fast and Furious 6. Is that the one where... 6. I'm going to have to rewatch that one.
That's the one with the infinite runway. It never runs out.
Which is the one which is Paul Thingy's last one? Because that's the only one I haven't seen.
What, 7?
Is it 7? Right. Paul Walker's last one's 7. It's the only one I haven't seen.
Yeah, then I haven't seen 8. That's the only one I haven't seen. I'm Hobson Shaw, but
that's good.
I don't know if that counts.
That's good. I actually enjoyed it. I actually watched the Fast and the Furious films just so that I could get a gist on Hobson Shaw. Turns out I didn't need to watch it.
No, you don't know.
So yeah, but that's good. But she's good in Deadpool. Probably the best thing about Deadpool. Yeah. But now we've gone off track. But I think we're gonna have to do another one of these Mandalorian ones once we finish watching all of them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so after the first 3 episodes, ranking out of 5?
I think I'm going to have to push it to 4.5. Because it's something that we've both been waiting for so long. And I think right now, I'm kind of rose tinted, but I think it is it's so well written, and it does seem like you're in that Star Wars universe, so there's nothing I can really take away from it.
I'm completely agreeing with you on this one. I think I'm going with 4.5 as well. I'm hoping by the end it'll raise to 5, but I think it will. I just want to see where the story's going. I just like the little. I like that it's if you can walk into it without knowing anything about Star Wars, but it's got so much nice little touches that just for the hardcore fans that you spot all the little details, the little Easter eggs. So that's the High Ground podcast on The Mandalorian first 3 episodes. That's me signing off.
And me. Bye.